Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, St. Kitts and Nevis. It's a pleasure just to be back here once again on a beautiful Wednesday evening. I am lovely Laverne Davis and I am from the island of St. Kitts. Yes, so if you're on the internet and you're listening and you're wondering where are you listening to or who you're listening to, you don't know, this is Lavi Gumbs of St. Kitts and Nevis. I gotta say good evening to my beautiful people out there that are listening. A few folks called and said, Lavi, it's tonight. I said, yes, it's tonight, because many people say that because the time went back also in the US. Some people are kind of confused in terms of if it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, because 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock Eastern time, whether you're in Florida and certain places. So, yes, 8 o'clock every Wednesday. We used to be on Mondays. We're no longer on Mondays. We are on Wednesdays. Tonight, we're going to have an open discussion, and I want to welcome persons to call in. In the meantime, I will give you the number. The number is 662-0989, 466-0989. I also got to welcome folks that are flying into St. Kitts for the music festival tomorrow. Yes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So welcome to St. Kitts if this is your first time. Yeah, and for the diaspora that are just coming in, welcome. I see a few of my families in. Got to say good evening to Adrian and his lovely wife visiting for music festival. So it's always a good when we have, festival and events, carnival and stuff like that. Get some time to have the families come in and people from the nearby islands and, even foreigners. Sometimes you're out there and people want to have a place to go and visit. And you will, of course, want to tell them about your lovely island. So once again, it's a pleasure to be back here. Tonight, we want to be talking about relationships in terms of when the sugar turns sour, bitter. It's like apples and orange, grapes. A lot of people sometimes forget, especially when you have children involved. You got to be so careful. You just can't turn your back because you're on a person not getting along. You decide to just forget everything. And this is what's happening to a lot of people. So tonight, if possible and you want to call in, we are basically talking about when the sugar turns, you're still responsible for your children. Yeah. So when the sugar turns, you're still responsible for your children. And basically we are saying if you're in a relationship with someone and it's just not working out, you can't just turn your back on your children. You could turn your back on the person who and you had the falling out. But you have something named co-parent. And I had a few messages from some people and they're basically saying, Lavi, sometimes you have some men that basically want to be in the children's life, but the woman, and this has always been happening where we always seems to be blaming someone. And of course, women are easily the one to be blamed. Yes, maybe that's why this is a woman strong, but it doesn't mean because we're strong we should take all this kind of blame. But it's all very well important. Take care of your responsibilities, people. I'm looking for something. All right, so let me say the numbers again. If you're just in tune, this is Lovely Lavish Lavi on The Real Talk. Tonight, I am going to be here by myself. I had a long day. I must honestly say I had a long, tiring day. And it's like a bittersweet for me. Yeah, bittersweet because I had to see my little granddaughter leave me. She was spending some time with me, and I really bonded with my granddaughter. I learned so much from this little girl, 2 years old. Oh, my God. 2 years old going on 5. Or should I say 5 or 15? Yes, it seems as if like the younger the children are, the smarter they are. I don't know what happened to our adults. Like when we become big as adults, we're no longer smiling. We get so bitter. We get so angry. We get so judgmental and frowning. Like we can't smile no more. What's happened? So it's just a beautiful thing to know that if you have a grandchild, if you're a grandmother, and the parents allow you to be in their life, people jump at it. I've had people asking me, so you're parenting again? You're doing the mama thing again? I don't see why I'm going to be doing something again when it's my own DNA, flesh. I think it's a responsibility, and children needs to know that they have grandparents, grandfather, grandmother, auntie, uncles. But nowadays, people are so busy and taken up to all of these things out there that they're putting out to distract us. So a lot of people don't even have any love for their own family. And this is why when things ain't working out for many people, when the sugar ain't sweet, they just pack up and they leave. A lot of people, I don't think, are having patience in terms of wanting to build a relationship, get to know who they're getting involved with. They just go and they jump into these relationships, and most of it is like sexual. So basically like the flesh. And people, we all been there. So I don't want nobody to just stay out there and hear me and say, who should think should be saying these kind of things? Yes, I have to know who I think I am. I am Lavi Gumbs. I have been a teenager just like anybody, so I've had experience, I've had challenges, I have mistakes. And of course, I would learn from other people. And this is why I'm able to basically, present some of these shows here to our people to see how we can, be a difference in terms of motivating and inspiring other people out there. Because there's a lot of adults, they're just not acting like adults. A lot of adults are just going out there just complaining, blaming somebody else, don't want to take responsibility of their own actions. Yes, they don't want to take responsibility because many people, I guess it's easy to just try to blame, but I always feel that the best way you learn is to accept you're wrong, accept your mistake, accept your challenges, and be accountable for your actions. And of course, I am a mother, so I could understand, and I'm not here to just knock anybody because the program is not about me. I want to say a special good evening to Mr. Earl. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Yes. So, when we're doing these kind of discussions, it's very important to have everybody on board. People share your experience. I realize a lot of us are very sheltered when we want to be sheltered by, we're so sneaking, we're so private, and at the end of the day, a lot of those sneaky people are persons that feel like they don't have any issues or they don't want other people to know what they're going through. And you will hear people say, you shouldn't put this on social media because, you're putting your business out. But there's a line to your personal business, and there's a line in sharing your story or your testimony that can help impact somebody else. It's just like when you're going to church and you go up and you give your testimony. So why we feel that it's okay to just go in a church and that is where you can just release your testimony? How are we going to help anybody else? It's not everybody go to the church. So I feel that it is very important that when people are speaking and sharing their stories, sometimes it might not come out the way how one expected to come out, because ain't nobody can put your story out better than yourself. So sometimes when people are telling you, oh, this person bitter, we all have been bitter at some point in our life. If anybody tell me that they never felt bitter, they'll be lying. Because at some point in our life, we are going to experience the good, the bad, and the ugly. Even when you're being a good person, the devil does send people. Even people who say that they're man of God, they're woman of God, they're in the church, and they're Christian-minded, and they're out there doing so wrong to the good people out there. Yeah. So this is why it's very important to share your stories and speak people stress the kill, stress the kill. And the reason why that stress the kill is because a lot of people like to hear other people's stories, but they will never be there to share their stories. So, if you're not careful, you will think, well, only you want to have things maybe bad, or only you want to have things good. But if you have to take some time to listen to other people, you'll be surprised that every single one of us goes through some kind of hardship, issues, whether it's mental, whether it's health, and the jobs. And speaking about the jobs, you very well know when it comes to working on the jobs, I could imagine how some persons, have to deal with some people that they don't want to go in to the job because the same person that they might have to go and deal with. But people got to know how to cope with dealing with situations. Yes. So as I said, when it comes to relationships and in terms of when the sugar just turned bad, things not working out, and you leave, you pack up, but you had children, and you did not look back for those children. And the excuse for most of these men, oh, she too miserable, I can't deal with she, I'm going to wait until the child come big. And then we wonder why so many children, especially our boy children, cannot handle pressure. Because when you get these challenges, if you don't face them, burying it and smoking and drinking is not going to stop what is happening. You understand, people? So if you have an issue, going to the bars and drinking and turning to drugs, alcohol, or bad company, or persons who are going to tell you what you want to hear. This is another thing, It's having people around you. You call them friends for life. And if you have to really be honest with some of your friends, you won't have these friends. And as you know, it is very easy to meet somebody and call him your friend. You know why? As my mom will say, come see me and come live with me is two different things. Completely two different things. Once again, the phone lines are open. It is 662-0989, 466-0989. I realize I haven't heard, his name is Manos for quite a while. Jam down. Yes. Well, he should not have had to take any punishment, but he this is his thing. So Jam down, a pleasant good evening to you. What are you doing for music festival? How many are you going out tomorrow night? Well, I don't. A lot of people will go to a particular artist, but sometimes you just go out, for the sake of going out, because if you have to look at certain things and some of the lineup and you decide you're not going to go, that's people preference. But it's always something good to go. One of the things that I would like to maybe mention, maybe an advice to the people of the music festival or constructive criticism, but I think I would want to I want to use it as a advice of what other persons out there saying. Back in the days, a lot of elderly persons used to come out and, mingle. We had a dissection of persons, different age groups and stuff like that. And of late, you see, because of some of the artists, like, for instance, a lot of mature people, and even, people in the sexy kind of thing. You have a lot of young women, or very young men, very sexy and they're very current. And I think they like jazz. Jazz is a kind of mellow and a vibes and stuff like that. And I have not been really seeing any jazz in the lineup. And it also pull a different cross-section of people too. Because for, every music festival is more like, to me, it's kind of becoming like a carnival. And a music festival, you really have to be careful and don't try to, lose your brand. Because when you think of music festival, you want to basically, you want to feel like it's a fest, you're going to another carnival, you know? And like I said, back in the days, you will have, I remember Kenny Rogers, he do the country and western, but this man is in a league by himself. And you had like some old acts, like I think it's UB40, right? And I remember one year I went, I was in the cable and wireless booth. And I remember that man stood there, and a few people were saying that, oh, he's so boring, and he don't have any stage personality. But there was another set of people who were saying, well, hey, if it's one thing he was doing, he was singing. And he was singing songs that people could relate to. And he sang listen, the man sing. He sing, and he had sound just as maybe when he was in his young age. So I guess what a lot of people are looking at, all the acts and the skinning out, and you see now presentation when it comes to being an entertainer, a lot of it now, it's a bunch of nakedness. So to me, it's a lot of strip club event. This is what is selling now today. Where somebody is looking at me as if like, really? Yes, this is real talk with the lovely lavish Lavi Gumbs. It's only 1 hour. So we'll just jump right into it and see how we can present as much what is current and what is happening. Yes, so, right. So if you're out there and you're listening, you could call in and actually comment on the music festival. And, let us know what you want to, who you want to see, or what night you're going to be going out on. It's 662-0989 466-0989. So, call us and let us know if you're feeling the music festival and who you're going to go out and see or who you want to see. But as I said, one of my most memorable music festival, believe it or not, was done by Fort Thomas Hotel. Yes, it will have probably been in the 90s, maybe, I'm not sure if it's 97, 98, probably somewhere around there, 97, 98. I think Kenny Rogers will have been on that lineup, Wycliffe John. Yeah, I think so. When they came in, and what stand out to me basically was, it was like a family affair. You was on the lawn, you were sitting down. But of late, like I said, things change. Everything ain't going to be like back in the days. But what I'm seeing definitely, I mean, some of the acts that are coming out of Jamaica, and even Rick Ross, I must say, Rick Ross, I think, going to really bring a huge crowd here, hopefully. Yeah, he's standing up to his name, so. Right, but what I see is a lot of these artists are basically, especially the females, the acts that they're doing on the stage is kind of bedroom bully, skinning out and, grinding and those kind of things. And, for me, I don't know, maybe I'm old fashioned now. Maybe I don't have my time, but I still feel that I am current. But I would like to see more than sexual and the kind of vulgarity kind of act. I guess they said that's selling, but maybe for me, if you really want to add more to music festival, I would like music festival to be a family affair that you can carry your children and comfortable, feel pleasant of these artists singing their music and stuff like that, than we telling the children, well, we can't carry them because it's not for children. But if we notice, almost everything that we're doing here is kind of excluding the children, because a lot of it is not, to me, for children. It's more like a parental guidance. We have to guide your children, because, nobody's supposed to be able to carry their children up here and seeing the children see women skinning out and the doggy style and, and I've been to some music festival, and it's so friendly that it's a family affairs. You can see like I said, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, but you see children there. You feel so pleased to know you can carry your children, you know. So this is just my 2 cents about music festival, that we have to basically know what are we trying to create in for music festival 224 going forward, because every year seems to be being the same, where we just bring in a bunch of Jamaicans, reggae artists, and all of the songs are basically, the majority of the songs from both female and male is about sex, gun, violence, everything of the flesh. And these are things that the government in all of these places are trying to crack down on, that when these people do these kind of acts, most of these people are incarcerated in prison, you know, and, you know, so I don't know if we're trying to send the wrong message. Like Capleton is coming here to St. Kitts, and I remember a few years ago, maybe you guys had forgot, I remember that they wanted to ban Capleton from coming here because, you know, he's a man that deal with fire, and I guess they never understand what kind of fire he meant. And today, Capleton is well received here now on the music festival. I've listened to him. I've seen how he have grown also, because maturity, hopefully, maturity helps a lot in a lot of these musicians. And when you listen to some of these artists, I guess one will say it's entertainment, and what they're singing here, they don't do it. But who said that? Because to me, you are what you give out. And if our music festival, yes, I'm going to say it, if music festival is going to gravitate to that kind of profanity and violence and sexual acts, you know, the tone of the music, even the way how they speak in the music, you know, we got to be very careful with the message of what we're sending out to our children, because at the end of the day, if we really want to have a place that have less crime, is what we give to the people. That's what they do, because the children gravitate to these people. Yeah, they really gravitate to these people that whatever these artists put out. For instance, look at Rihanna, for instance. When Rihanna came out basically very young. I think she was still in her teens. And you have seen a way how she eventually changed some of the lyrics, you know, and even when they say shine bright like a diamond, you know, some of the songs, them and whatever, you know, people, the children could just sing those songs and really want to shine bright, you know, like the star in the sky, and really something of upliftment. And today it seems as if Rihanna is more or less going into the entrepreneurship, and she don't make her money. She's not even taking on the music like that, because she's a mother now. She's raising her children. And I sure it's a bit hard for her, because going on this stage nowadays, listen, it's who could be the most naked. So, yeah, that's my little 2 cents. So if you're out there listening, you can call in and let us know how you feel about music festival and the vibes, and, you know, what you guys going to be doing tomorrow. I know I'm going to be going out there tomorrow, because I want to experience it myself. I want to basically see if I can feel the vibes of enjoyment of the nowadays, the way how people are performing and cussing the bad words. Because here this year, we say we don't want the bad word and we don't want this, but we're still bringing in the people that do these kind of things. You know, we have had 50 Cents, and we had the, DMX. You know, we had quite a few people that they're not done right, you know. Even with us, we know what they stand for. But it seemed like, to me, like we kind of sending a kind of a message where we're telling people, don't do this. But at music festival, or as an artist, they can go up and do all the things that we say that, especially, you know, that is lawless. What do you think about that? 466-0989. I wonder where Mr. Politics. Maybe this ain't Mr. Politics conversation. He want to hear politics. I got to say good evening to Mr. Herbert Herbalist. Good evening to you, Mr. Prita Marsham. Good evening to you. Good to see you guys here. All right, so in the meantime, it is 8:27. I'm going to ask, if possible, if Mr. Jamster could play one of the acts that is going to be on. I've heard that Small Axe released a song and it was really, really good. Is it Small Axe? There was they had a song that they was playing. Is it Small Axe? They were practicing. Which song was that they were practicing on? The Road Mad song. You think you can pull it up? Yeah, so we're gonna play a little bit of Small Axe. Yes, so hopefully if you're just visiting and you never hear Small Axe Band, but this is a local acts. And for years they have been holding down all the events here in St. Kitts and Nevis, whether it's carnival, whether it's music festival, any kind of entertainment vibes, Small Axe, New Vibes, Grandmaster, of course, and those Collision Band. And for those that have missed, yes, a lot of local acts have been holding down our great entertainment here.
We ready, we ready. SKN, we ready, we ready. SKN, Carnival, we living like family. We getting together forever. We living like family. Carnival, we come to share the stage together, the streets together. We get together, we drink together, we wave together, we dance together. So let me take a jump and bounce together. St. Kitts together, Nevis together. Jump up as one, bounce up as one, wave it as one federation. Go left, put your hands in the air. All right, put your flags in the air. Go left, put your hands in the air. All right, put your flags in the air. Go hard, so come on down. Go hard, to the morning. Go hard, go hard. Everybody go hard, go hard. The chairman said to me, listen up carefully. When it comes to SKN Carnival, all of these one. All of we for one federation. Petitions, division. Presenting crown, full masquerade. Back and jumpies on the stage. Steel band, iron band, brass band. All of these one. Celebrating 52 of mass and tradition. So let we link and make the carnival big. Let's make the carnival bigger. For the world to see. Carnival in SKB. Let's make the carnival big. Let's make the carnival bigger. For the world to see. Carnival in SKB. Jump up as one, bounce up as one, wave it as one federation. Go left, put your hands in the air. All right, put your flags in the air. Go left, put your hands in the air. All right, put your flags in the air. Jump up as one.
Right. Wow. I don't know how much people take the time out to listen to the song lyrics. It's a great song. And I'm just saying, I don't know, but something, I wonder if these people were Jamaicans, this song needed to be, I don't know, you got to put some money into marketing, because you got to market yourself. You got to put the money into marketing. Find your money and invest into marketing, because I don't see how these people could not even be on Good Morning America or whatever. You got to find your links. You cannot wait for the links to come to you. You got to find your links. Because Small Axe Band, when it comes to Music Fest, they're going to draw that crowd. You hear me? They're going to draw that crowd. And tomorrow, I could just imagine all the flags, all the people whether you're old, whether you're young, children can relate to this song. It's a clean song, really, really great song. But anyway, good evening to you, Glenette. How you doing? Are you in St. Kitts? Let us know if you're down here in St. Kitts and Nevis, people. Let us know if you take a flight, if you come down on American Airlines, if you come down on JetBlue, what else? We have Spirit that come to St. Kitts. All right, so if you in St. Kitts and Nevis, let us know if you're down here, which night you're going to be going, if you're going for the 3 nights. But I definitely going to go to the festival tomorrow. I just want to go. For me, I am going to see and hear more of Small Axe Band tomorrow. Not in for the carnival, but for music festival. Wow. Glenette said it was 106 degrees today in San Antonio, Texas. Hot, hot. I can relate to that. My first time going down to Texas, I went to San Antonio. And that heat scared me. I didn't even want to be in Texas again. It is so hot over there. I heard that Texas is really nice, but that heat, it scares me. And like my memory of Texas is just maybe the time that I went. It was so hot that, listen, all over me, you can just feel a heat that it's not like in St. Kitts heat. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Huh? Yes, in St. Kitts we always have breeze for real. Certain parts you can go in the mountains. You can go even certain parts of the beach and you can get some nice breeze. So, Glenette, I hope that you drink a lot of water because 106 ain't easy. I could just imagine that. You need to come down to St. Kitts. Book for Music Festival next year. Yes. Huh? And for Carnival. So I'm going to encourage all my diasporas out there, wherever you are, come home. Come home to St. Kitts, Nevis. Come home to where you're from. If you're from the Caribbean, Antigua, Montserrat, Anguilla, where else? St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica. Come back home to the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. People come home. Stop saying, I'll come back and St. Kitts because St. Kitts this and St. Kitts that. I think it's your farm. You hear the song? You must appreciate where you're from. Come home. We're urging the people to come home. Right? You just can't stay outside and criticize because when you really come down and land, is nothing like what people will be writing on social media. All those things that they'll be up there writing, if you come down, nothing go like that. Yes, so a lot of persons left St. Kitts for years. Some of them have not even left a landmark. Some of them went and they didn't come back. And they go on social media and they just gravitate to whatever they hear see on social media. And they call on St. Kitts so bad that when you come down, it is not like how it is. There's some hiccups. There's a lot, the country could have been a little bit better, yes. The economy is slow all over people, right? But at the end of the day, if you come home and you make a contribution to where you're from, I'm quite sure you'll feel much better and you will see that staying at a distance and just basically having all your opinions and want to throw your opinions on others and criticize, it's nothing like that, Yeah, it's nothing like that at all. But I just got to let you guys know it is 8:35 tonight. I am here in the studios and it is 662-0989, 466-0989. It is music festival. I had the opportunity to go to the airport today. The airport was very busy. You have the masquerades out there welcoming the people. And I must say, it was busy enough. And surprisingly, I never realized how many people was going back out, knowing that this is music festival. They had a traffic going back out. So people are traveling regardless. And I must say that I like to see the fact that you have that organic masquerade, the cultural dance that everybody know when it comes to St. Kitts and Nevis. The masquerade is there welcoming you to St. Kitts. So I like to see that. That was really nice. And if you're on the flight for tomorrow, I would tell you that you're going to be in for something nice tomorrow. So come home, people. If you cannot make it this year, put your money into taking some time out to travel back home where you're from. You gotta appreciate where you're from. Yeah. Gotta appreciate where you're from. All right? So today, I basically witnessed for myself. I went to the airport, so nobody have to tell me. And I saw the traffic, the flow of people coming in. Yeah, it was very busy. So I could only imagine tomorrow. Huh? Yes, it was. Like I said, I was at the airport and it was busy. And I like the way how the airport is being flow. Like, you can't just go up and just park up there like that. You have the workers are very active. So I must say the air support or they're very active. They come in, the security and everything is getting you in and getting you out. And I think that is very, very good. Yeah. So if you go and welcome your people, welcome them back home. It's very important, to welcome your people back home. So the hotels are booked. Hopefully the Marriotts and them are smiling. They get in for once. I guess we're not having enough music festival. We don't have enough people for that. But I'm quite sure that this is something good for the hotels, which means jobs are being created and people are there basically going to enjoy themselves. So the hotels should be smiling. The taxi people should be smiling. I wonder about my good friend Dwight. Freddie, taxi man Freddie. And he's well equipped. He have his so when you're paying, you have to, his cards and everything. I think he even have the scanner. So our people are moving up on time. They're getting mobile and electronics. So don't come and say you ain't got the money, And ladies, some of the taxi people saying that don't think you're gonna come cute and say you ain't got the money. The man don't want the money. So don't go and put on your cute face and your sweet talks and them kind of things. The men say they want to be paid. They're doing a job. They got their family. Oh, so someone is saying that I've just been there for 2 weeks ago for my brother's funeral. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Condolences. Oh, yes, I think I saw your post. Glenette, I'm so sorry to hear. Yeah. But it's time to rejoice now. I'm sure your brother gonna want you smiling. So make sure that you stay online and take a peep in to see what is happening here with the St. Kitts and Nevis Music Festival. This is something that happened annually. And I have tried to tell a few of my friends and persons that I know out there about the festival and the importance of our festival here. And a few people came back. Yeah, some of them have never been to St. Kitts, and they will call me and actually let me know. And some, I even had a couple that sent me a picture even when they came visiting on a boat. They basically came on a ship and they showed me Port Zante with the monkeys and everything. And they wanted to know what place to go. And I told them, why not, do a Caribbean cruise and in, St. Kitts. So, and sometimes you will have people calling me and asking me, Lavi, what island you say you from again? And I was like, St. Kitts and Nevis. And I was like, okay, sure, I'm going to, check it out. So I'll complain less and promote your island. This is the honest way we're going to be known and we're going to grow as a people, is to basically promote your island. And also not forgetting persons that are in relationships. Men, step up and look after your children. If you and the woman fall out, that have nothing to do with your children. And you have some men, they feel, well, the woman is working and she can take care of the children. That's not enough. You have to be there. And this is what is happening to a lot of children. They're growing up and don't have any love. And the love they don't have because they never really get that eternal love. They never get that love of compassion. So they don't know how to express their love. And you will hear sometimes people say, well, the mother and the father never kiss them. But love is more than just a kiss, It has so much things you can do to make children know what love is for and what love is about. Love is not just receiving, but love is basically being able to give it back to your children, and your children will in turn be able to give it back to their children and give it back to others. Yes. So when it comes to relationships, and this is why a lot of people out there, 1 minute they're sweet, the sugar is good, and next minute is like a thin line between love and hate. But that line between love and hate can bring a child, and one has to recognize that it's a responsibility to take care of your children. Yes, pastors, take care of your children. You go to the congregation and you tell them all the same things, what they're supposed to do, and you're not doing it in your home. Yeah, this is how serious it is. A lot of people are not walking the talk. They're preaching, but they're not doing it. So it is very important to spend time with your children and be a parent. And it's also very important, especially parents, let your children learn from your mistakes. Let the children learn from your mistakes. Children supposed to be able to see you cry and know why you're crying. A lot of children have not really seen their mother hurt because sometimes you want to shelter the children. You don't want them to see you cry, but it's okay to see your children crying. And it's okay to see your children crying for a reason, not just going out there crying. And it's also okay for your children to see that your struggles, because money ain't go on no tree. And no matter how rich somebody be, or how rich someone is, if you're going to just basically put everything out there for your children and say that your children set, but if there's one thing you cannot give a child, it's common sense. All right, Glenette, so I will look forward to see you in September. Make sure when you come back, you message me and let me know that you're on the island. It is 8:44 next week. Hopefully, we are going to have a guest going to be in here with me. He's going to be sharing his stories. He have something powerful to bring here. And I'm very, very excited because I know that it's going to be very organic. He's going to show you where he was and where he is today. And I think it's something hopefully going to be timely. Summer is coming up and a lot of young children, they're going to be home. It's just especially some mothers not going to be able to be home with their children. And it is very important for young children to hear positive things and to hear words of wisdom and experiences of what others has gone through. And, sometimes we might say that they're boring, they don't understand older people, but one day they're going to get to an age where they understand, and everything what that was saying to them, they're going to say to themselves, wow, this is exactly what that person was saying, or this is exactly what my mom was trying to say. Do not be like, there's a song. I don't know if the technician can find the song, but there's a song that says, Mommy. I think what he's basically was saying. Okay. Yes. Okay, that's good. But correct him when she was supposed to correct him. But this is what is happening to a lot of us. We want to spoil with children. Well, nobody spoiled me, but I would say my mom and my dad, I can never ask for anything better, because if it's one thing, I came from a family that was not lazy. I came up basically seeing people working. I even came up seeing my dad and his friends, and there was a separation of adults. His male friends could not have come in my mother's house because my mother was I think my mother was super intelligent to protect her children by basically keeping my father rum friends out of her house. So even though my dad was the head of the house, his friends could not have set their foot in my mother's house, because she knows she have young girl children in there, and she never used to play that. So what they will say, they will stay on the outside and say, Mistress, and that's it. But they will never set foot in my father's house. He had a workshop to the side of his house because he was a carpenter where he built things. He built beds. He built dressers. He was very an expert at what he was doing. He do the roofing and stuff like that. Anything to do with boardwork, he did not do the masonry part, but the woodwork of it and everything, he was very good. But I could tell you this much: my father know his role. He was a provider, but he never stepped over in my mother's duty of being a parent in that home. So he know his role, and he know that when he had his friends, if my mother says she don't want them in there, my father never put up a fight because he know he never clean in the house. And what I'm seeing here, a lot of relationships, people don't take time out to trash out things. Any little argument or disagreement, maybe over opinions, people catch feelings and it becomes hurt. They start saying a lot of hurtful things to one another. And sometimes the man will walk out. I kind of respect some of the men that walk out. But when a man is going to walk out and important conversation or things that needs to be addressed in the house, he needs to find some time to come back and address these things. You cannot run away from these things. A man have to be able to, know when to run, but you also have to know when to be a man and sit down and have that hard talk. You cannot run away. Because you run away, you're running away, and you're basically going to push away a good woman and go to a bar with your friends who are drinking, and then you pick up what is there. And you keep on repeating that same poverty cycle. Your children coming up going to be repeating the same cycle. And this is why a lot of relationship, when the relationship turns sour, when people no longer getting along, they start hating one another. I always wanted to do a co-parent. I've always take my losses. If it ain't working out, it ain't working out. But I was never the woman to go and create mischief with other women. I was never the woman. Mind you, I'm not perfect, But I guess it's it's me as a person, maybe how I was raised. I was not the type to go and cause mischief and confusion with another woman, because my confidence was so high of how I was raised that I feel that if I have a issue with a man, it's the man I need to speak to. And if it's just not working out, I need to cut off that man, because nobody gonna mess with my peace. But then again, this is just how I deal with my situation. And sometimes you also have to know, you have to basically be careful that you don't want to burn all your bridges. But it comes a point in time that you basically have to know enough is enough. And yeah, it is 8:50. We have just about 10 more minutes before we leave here. I want to let the listening audience know that this show is no longer on Mondays. It's on Wednesdays at 8 to 9 p.m. You're welcome to be on our show. Lynette, the poet, I'm sending you this invitation. I see that you cook over there in Texas. So, hey, come on our show and, get some free advertisement and let us know how you survive out there as a kitchen, doing your food cart. And I see where you send pictures with sometimes you have basketball, the legends come to your business and buy your good old kitchen food out there in Texas. So hopefully if you have some time, you could let me know and we could bring you in on the Zoom. But I basically letting you, the listening audience, know that this is Real Talk. Tonight I'm a bit mellow. I had a very hectic day. It was a bittersweet day for me. I don't want to talk about certain things because it's not everything you bring on the ear and you tell your audience about everything that you do. I'm also learning, even on social media, we got to be careful of these bloggers that allowing people to just come and give them a phone call and tell them this about Tom, Dick, and Harry, and them. They just straight up on Facebook. They have to recognize that they too have a family, and they wouldn't like people to do that to them or their family. So we got to be very careful of what we gravitate into. And it might seem people because they might see that the numbers going up with the views, but I could tell you that some of the viewers when they basically talking to me and many other people. It don't be nice things that I be talking. So not because you see your views looking so high. You got to know if it's positive views or if it's just drama. And people are going to be labeling some of these people, especially when it comes to men. Imagine our Kittitian men in particular, small island. I've never known our men to be so petty and basically just gravitating to the drama and just chat anything. Even on social media, they write anything how they feel, and it shows the level of their mentality, you know. It really shows the level of the mentality, and gotta be careful, because if we think that social media might be a place for us to just go up and say things, but in the end, it's real people behind social media. And if some of us see some of these people that are behind, because right now, folks out there that are listening via radio, they can hear me, they cannot see me. Folks out there in the internet, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, you can see me. But so we got to be very careful, because some of these people are behind a gadget. And if you have to see some of them, sometimes some of them basically have all kind of, trust me, health issues. Sometimes some of them even blind. Some of them have diabetes, the foot cut off. You know, and some of them basically in bad relationships, basically positive vibes, a positive influence right here on the Real Talk, to let people, and not just let people, but other persons out there who just need that encouragement to be yourself, be your authentic people. We use the word organic. Organic is not just the foods that we eat. Organic is us. Anything that is just be you being your own self and being able to help, touch, and impact someone else. And this is how we're going to end the Real Talk tonight. I am lovely, lavish Lavi. Thank you for listening. Share the page. I'm out.